Alright, well howdy y'all. Hey, this shirt issue thing, the Matt Taylor shirt thing, sorry I'm a little late on this. Here's what you need to know. The shirt gave away his weakness. The shirt being women. Sexualized images of women. This is how the feminists knew who to strike. Now true, you could say they're taking the strike everyone everywhere strategy and seeing which works may be true. This will help you understand what's going on in the feminist mind. They believe sexual media is used to gauge if a man is appropriately habituated or enculturated. Habituated to the biological presence of females. This is required for reproductive reasons, mostly, and also explains what feminists mean by culture. The question most feminists ask are, has this male been appropriately accustomed to females and females' interests? It's not just feminists, it's all women. So this is a general statement, sure. We all want to be, desirable, especially biologically speaking. So this explains why when a guy is young, it is appropriate for him to have posters of women on his walls. This serves to signal to his ultimate purpose, with and for women. His ultimate desire, his ultimate goal, his God, his vagina. Yeah, pussy power. Right, he's signaling it. When you wear a shirt like that, you signal it. Right, and feminists have learned, one reason women wish to see a man's place or his home or his room when he's younger is to assess a man's psychological tendencies relative to women. It's a power check. Right, this is important for y'all to remember. It's a power check. They're checking their power over you. They're checking your room. Power check. When that physicist wore that shirt, he was showing his weakness to women, especially feminists. People talk in general, women especially. And just because feminists tend not to like most women, it doesn't mean most women don't try to occasionally try to get feminists back into the normal group of women crowd. So they give them little hints about what's actually going on. Like when you go into a guy's room, sure, it's implicitly implied that, there might be some what's it going on. Sure, it's implicitly implied, not explicitly. But when you get in there, what do you see? Because a woman gets her victory by getting male attention, by getting male approval. She is validated, she is pretty, she is desirable, she hasn't been, she's not past her sell-by date. And then, but what she's afraid though, like Blithering Genius and Neo Unplugged have been pointing out, she's been driven though, evolved into sort of be constantly alert, hypersensitive, vigilant, aware of the rape, because the rape could result in baby or get beat up. Now, it's extremely rare, but they have to fear the improbable because they're hyper vigilant. So when they get into the guy's room, does he have posters of girls up? Oh, well, then you know who's in power. She knows who's in power. That's the trick a lot of women don't tell each other anymore. The trick is, does he have all that quote-unquote misogynist crap on his wall? Does he do quote-unquote disgusting misogynist things? Well, then that means, he's good to go. He's a standard issue guy. Don't worry about that guy. Yeah, you have ultimate power. And so when the scientist put on the shirt, he was signaling to women what his true intent was. Yeah, the woman who gave him the shirt was giving it to him for many reasons, but among them was she was helping him to signal to other women that saw him in this shirt, that the owner, the wearer of the shirt, the physicist, was a good standard issue guy. He worshipped sex like normal guys do. Heterosexual was not gay, don't worry about that. And not to misread some of his other cues. Because women kind of like being homewreckers. They kind of like taking other women's men, at least for a night. This is, don't do that to this guy. This guy's a pussy worshiper, a pussy beggar. You might trip him up, get him thinking that he's somebody. No, hold on, he's got a wife and kids. Don't. And he's going to be high on success, high on adrenaline, high on self-confidence after he gets interviewed by the news all day today. And he's going to go out all confident and radiating. And he's going to have the ring on. He's got a ring on. These are all signals to women that might want to mate poach. So his female friend was actually giving him the shirt to display to other women that his weakness is vagina. Now, this was done to protect the family, but feminists saw it, and they're like, aha, Pussy beggar, pussy worshiper, normal guy, we got him. Yeah, don't let the tattoos fool you and such. Yeah, he's a pussy worshiper. Remember, he chose to wear that shirt, showing his primary subconscious desire for women. And of course, he was thinking about sex. He just had a huge victory, celebrating a huge victory. And so the feminist saw this and decided to attack it. His weakness was he wishes female approval. And so eventually he wound up crying. So let this be a lesson to y'all. Right? Don't show any female focus. Don't show any desire to appease them in any way. This will only show them where they will need to go to seek other men's appeasement. Alright? Weird. Yes, it's kind of weird. Yeah, it's like sticking your chest out and your chin out in a fight. It's showing the guy that you're not afraid he'll hit you in the chin. Well, what women realize is, yeah, they don't have to be afraid hitting you in the chin. They got white knights everywhere. They'll go for the absurd. They will sucker punch you by saying a fashion faux pas is a grand slam in misogyny. They will turn a fashion faux pas into misogyny. They will hit you right where you're weak, even if you think you're not weak there. Yeah, so the feminists knew what this meant, and so they took advantage of it. So this guy was vulnerable to pussy worship, so they attacked his pussy worship. They made up a reason, cried a culture foul. This leads to the natural white knighting and the manufactured blame, leading to the shame, leading to the apology, and this man crying on international television over a shirt. Over women getting upset over a shirt. Yeah. Shirt was tacky. It was in the moment. It was his shirt. He felt overconfident. Hey, his shirt, his day. He probably likes that shirt. He probably say, I like this shirt. I'm going to wear it today. And he probably left the house, left his wife, with the end of his day already planned. Yeah, he and her knew what he was doing when he got home that night. She knew it. She was like, oh, good. He's wearing his naked women's shirt. Or his, scantily clad women's shirt. Yeah, that's good for her. She let him leave the house. Yeah, she let him leave the house like that. Probably as a reverse psychology thing. Telling other women, hey, look, don't mess with him. He's got the ring on and the shirt. The ring plus the shirt equals normal dude. Don't mess with him, don't homewreck her. Also, she's looking forward to a little action. That's what's going down in the Taylor home that night, or what was planned, until feminists ruin sex as they ruin everything. And then they break Dr. Taylor to the general purpose to remind him, men, and people in general, especially women, who's really in charge in the highest field levels. If not in them specifically, the masses of complaining women will eventually drop the hammer on a guy who does not pander to women's interests, serve women's interests. Since they are the ultimate gatekeepers and arbiters of sex, they feel they should be the ultimate gatekeepers and arbiters of what's important to mankind. So knowledge is power, and when women realize that knowledge of things other than espionage, when knowledge of things other than espionage actually grants greater power than the espionage. Sure, there's interpersonal stuff going on there, right? But just look at the difference between World War II, the European front and the Pacific front. One front was one with a great assistance from espionage, but the other front wasn't. Not really. I mean, you can make an argument for both, but ultimately the atomic bomb ended that front, ended that war, and in theory prevented greater wars. But that's only in theory. But yeah, women want eyes everywhere. They want eyes everywhere, guys. Yeah, and they talk. They talk. Yeah, it's not a weird paranoid conspiracy thing. They talk. And women talk to each other in the bathroom. Men don't talk to each other in the bathroom. Women talk to each other in the bathroom. It's weird. So what it is that some normal woman let feminists in on this. That guys who show this kind of admiration for the female form are generally hooked. They're addicted. Like, they're not one of the guys who you're going to have to worry about walking away from you. They're one of the guys that's chasing you. He's coming towards you. He's not going away. You're in that power position. He's coming after you. You can walk away from him. What women are worried about is men walking away from them. So they want to make sure where you're properly focused. is your focus the female body, the female form, women's interests? And if it are, well then normal progress or process of mating can happen. But if you're not, they'll take you down. They'll take you out. And so yeah, you gotta be worried. You gotta be careful about it. And there you go. All right. Sorry that ending wasn't as great in my head as I thought it was going to be. I'm just saying. What guys? He showed his desire. Don't do that. It's where they're gonna hit you where you're weak. You're showing your weakness. And it's oddly, yeah, the right play for him would have been not to wear the shirt, but he didn't think feminists had that kind of power. They're reminding us who has that kind of power. Women. All right. Well, you guys have a nice day, and always remember to go your own way. Yours truly, Him.